Okay, here we are, people. Final open workout 2024 at 24.3. So let's just talk. Vicky just went over the standards, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We'll talk basically how the flow needs to go, some standard stuff, and maybe some tips and strategies for you. So first things first, at 3, 2, 1, go. Your head needs to be under your pull-up bar. All right, your head needs to be under your pull-up bar. The first movement is thrusters though, so you are going to start under the pull-up bar, head under the pull-up bar. 3, 2, 1, go. You got to move to your thruster bar. The thruster bar has to be 5 feet away from your pull-up bar. That's the standard. There's no marking on the floor or anything like that. It's a safety thing. So when you go to hit your first thruster, you don't have to bring the barbell to your shoulders. Oh, just hit the mic. And then squat down into your thruster. You can squat clean your first rep. So what that will look like, hit the mic, is you go here into your first rep, okay? A couple other things with the thruster. Make sure you're keeping that barbell load on your shoulders in between reps. I see a lot of people when they're doing thrusters, they keep the barbell on their hands. Okay, so they're squatting down and they keep the barbell on their hands. This is very heavy. Okay, so get that, hit my mic. Trying to be fancy with my mic. See if this works better in here. So you want to try to make the barbell weightless on your shoulders throughout the entire front squat portion of your thruster. So it's not on my hands at all. All right, you're going to squat down below parallel. Once you get up to a certain point out of your squat, you want to really start to think of it as a push press and use your legs. Be careful. This is not a no rep. What I'm about to do, it's just not efficient. Be careful about getting into the bottom of your thruster, pressing up with your arms too soon, and then standing it up. Okay? It's not a no rep. It's just not efficient. So again, efficient thrusters. There are 10 of them. The weights are RX Ladies 65 for the first round, weight number 1. RX Gents 95. Teenagers are 45. Ladies 65. Gents. Masters 55 is 45 ladies, 65 gents. That is RX, okay? Scaled is ages 16 to 54, 45 for the ladies, 65 for the gents. Teenagers, 35 for the ladies, 45 for the gents. Scaled masters is 35, 45. I just want to talk about those 35 and 45 pound scales. You're going to want to make sure that you use one of our 15-pound bars and you use the big bumper plates for that, because you don't want to be pulling this off the ground. That might even be a standard. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure on that one. Okay, but use a 15-pound barbell, use the big bumper plates to get the barbell off of the ground. Okay, so that's weight number 1. As far as this first round of thrusters, I'm going to go unbroken all 10. Okay, unbroken all 10 thrusters. Now the chest to bar. My chest to bar volume, I can probably hit a set of 12 unbroken max. I want to say maybe 16 is my max ever. Right now, probably 12 would be comfortable. So I'm going to break those up early and often. Okay, it's 50 total chest to bar pull-ups. If I were to hit 50 chest to bar pull-ups, what would my rep scheme be? It would be small. Okay, 3, 3, 2, 2. I might look at doing something like that. If I'm feeling great, I might go 4, 3, 3. But I'm probably going to go 3, 3, 2, 2. And honestly, singles, fast singles will work very well on those. Okay, there's been many open workouts with chest to bars that we have utilized fast singles and had very good success. Okay, so if you have chest to bar pull-ups and you don't have more than like 10, I would look at doing singles on those. Okay, so a single, hopefully I don't hit my chest on the bar. Can you see me? So a single chest to bar pull-up. Another thing you want to make, hopefully I don't hit my mic on the bar, I meant to say, you don't want to hit, hold, and then lower down if you're going to single it. You want to hit and then drop. So that'll look like such, and drop, and then hit your next single. Okay, I even hit here, that's way too low. You only have to hit lower than your collarbone. All right, so those are your thrusters and chest to bars. Okay, super small sets there for me, unbroken there for me, 65 pounds. Okay, resting 1 minute. Now, to hit the next thrusters, the weight goes up. Somebody else can change your weight while you're in your minute rest or you doing your last set of chest to bar pull-ups. Somebody else can change your weight for you or add your weight, okay? So RX weight now for the ladies, ages 16 to 54 is 95-pound thruster, 135 for the gents. Teenage RX is 65 for the ladies, 95 for the gents. And Masters 55 plus is 65 for the ladies, 95 for the gents. Okay? We go to our scale division weights. We have second weight is ages 16 to 54, 65 for the ladies, 95 for the gents. Teenagers, 55 for the ladies, 65 for the gents. And scaled masters is going to be, second weight is going to be 55 for the ladies, 65 for the gents. Okay? So I think I got the weights there for you guys. Now, you finished round 1. The 5 rounds. You finished segment 1, I should say. You have your minute of rest. You have to get yourself back under the pull-up bar to start the second segment again, no matter where you ended in the first segment, the first 5 rounds. You have to start again from under the pull-up bar. Move to your barbell. You have a heavy thruster to move now, but you have lower reps. Okay, this is a 95-pound thruster for me. I am going to probably, as of right now, I'm saying I'm going to go unbroken with them. All right, I'm saying I'm going to go unbroken with these because now I'm going to move back for my bar muscle ups, and I'm going to be singling these. I can string together 3 bar muscle ups, 4 on a good day. They're not pretty. All right, so I'm going to be singling the bar muscle ups for sure. Okay, I just want to backtrack real quick. There is a tie break time that we all need to note, and that is when you finish your first set of 5 rounds, there's a tie break time there that needs to be noted. That is important because that time is going to be a score if you do not finish the workout in the 15-minute cap. Okay, so you have to note that tie break time. All right, so now basically my goal is going to be to finish my second bar muscle up workout ever in open. Last year was the first one. All right, I just want to quickly talk about the scaling option of the jumping chest to bar with the 6-inch minimum. I don't even know. I didn't measure this. But a couple things is going to be very important for you guys. One is going to be how you grab this pull-up bar. Okay? If you want to use grips, fine. If you're not comfortable using grips, don't use grips. All right, so I'm just going to take grips off because probably a lot of you won't be using grips on that. So very important, when you grab this pull-up bar, that your knuckles are on top of this bar. It doesn't matter if you're scaling or not, but it's going to be super important. You do not want to grab the pull-up bar like such. And I will show you why in just a second. So you really want to make sure you have your knuckles up over the pull-up bar, and you don't want to be too narrow. Okay, you need to be wide enough to get your chest up to this bar. You're going to start yourself locked out. Okay, you don't have to be sunk in and weightless. You just have to be locked out. So stay active in your lats here. And then you need to think about really jumping hard with your legs. Okay, don't think about pulling so much as you got to think about really, really jumping. And once you jump, again, knuckles are over, you need to transition from your elbows pulling down to slightly pulling back a little bit. If you continue to try to pull your elbows down, you probably won't get the chest, the bar to your chest, because you're going to jam yourself up anatomically. You like that word, Vic? Yeah. All right. So what I mean by that, full lockout, and if you'll watch my elbows, see how I pull down and back, oh so slightly, okay? So that's going to be your jumping chest to bar. If I try to do that with my knuckles down, I can't even do it. I'm literally blocking myself. I cannot physically get there. Verse, knuckles over, elbows back, okay? So we go from jumping chest to bar, scaled, right, to chin over the bar, right? Good. I think that's really it. Not a lot of strategy. Don't spend a lot of time on your transitions. Again, there are quite a few transitions, not as many as last week. But for me, when I get to the thruster bar, I'm going to pick it up as soon as possible and knock those out, because when I get to the chest to bar, I'm going to have quite a few breaks in there. So I essentially will hopefully catch my breath a little bit. Another reason why I want to break these up to small sets and go early, maybe even singles, is because I do need to save some pulling strength for my bar muscle up. I don't want to, gas myself out so I have nothing left for the bar muscle up. This tie break time is going to be important if you're not going to finish. So that might be an important piece for me as well. So again, I didn't necessarily spend a ton of time on strategy stuff. As far as grips, I mean, I will be using them.
Any tips for people getting their first chin over the bar pull up for the scale division?
First chin over the bar. So Vicky's question was, any tips for people getting their first chin over the bar pull up? If this is your first chin over, it doesn't have to be pretty. Okay, whatever you need to do to make it happen, make it happen. You can kick, you can flail, you can flop. Just make it happen, right? You can, Vic talked about this, you can use a chin-up grip. That would be hard for me though, because you have to start in a full hang. So if I were to go chin-up grip, I think you'd have to start in a full hang here, but you do get to use a little bit more of your biceps. So maybe you can get that. You can mix grip it. Same thing, you have to start in a full lockout position. Okay, so you can mix grip it, which might get you there. Whew. Oh. That's a Kim Molodek pull-up. Running start. I'll show you, see if I can do it. It's like almost like a glide. So this is how Kim does her pull-ups. She singles them. She runs. I don't know if I can hold. I gotta do it now. She goes.
Yeah.
Anything you need to. Try different things to get that first pull-up. So you're talking about on the scaled division. All right, let's say you don't have chest to bar, but you're pretty good at pull-ups. I distinctly remember the first open that I did chest to bar pull-ups. I think my entire body was parallel to the floor. So I can show you that from the side. I'll probably screw myself up. So I kind of just like really kicked really hard, popped my hips, and almost rode myself to the bar. So it looked like this, which isn't pretty, but it counted. So that's your first chest to bar, right? Anything else, Vic, that you can think of?
No, I think you did a good job. Good strategy.
If it's a heavy thruster, you break it up. You're not going to lose a lot of time on that. I mean, if it's a heavy thruster, chances are the gymnastics aren't going to be super strong either. So just play around with that a little bit. The 7 at 95 is pretty heavy thruster for me, but I'm going to try to knock them out so I can get working on my singles here. And I'm going to watch the clock and try to hit one single every 10 to 12 seconds or less, 10 seconds or less. Try to get through them in, I don't know, minute 15, minute 20. Probably turn into a 90-second thing, so I'll have to figure out how quickly I need to get through that to try to get that, and that's where math comes in, and I'm probably talking another language in my craziness to everybody. So good luck. Definitely a different dynamic than the last two in terms of the gymnastics moves, which are limiters for a lot of the world. If you're feeling like, oh crap, I can't do this, much of the world is. Good things are going to happen. There's going to be some magic happening with the pull-up bar. You'll be surprised. You're going to surprise yourself. You know, we needed something like this in the open. Gymnastics are a huge piece of CrossFit and a huge piece of, you know, well-rounded athletes that we are striving to be. So good luck, guys. See you tomorrow.